Good evening, sports fans! Crobat for the win of the Sleepy Minorities here today with GBA D-League Season 4. This is the semifinals, and I'm also going to combine a very brief team overview in this, so kind of like a mini team builder. This has been my move-in week at school, and between so much stuff going on, I didn't have nearly as much time as I would have expected here. Unfortunately, we got to make do with what we have. Just move-in week has just been really rough. So anyway, let's talk about my team for the week real quick. You guys know his roster. Go check out the fan doc if you actually don't know it. But let's just talk real quick. So I've got Weavile. It's got Expert Belt, but Dig, Knockoff, Icicle Crash, and Low Kick. It's pretty expected. Dig is a bit of a wild card. Let me explain it real quick. So my idea is if I can get some chip damage off on the Mega Mawile, let's just say a knockoff. A knockoff chip damage should be enough. An Icicle Crash, even better. Then, an Expert Belt Dig would KO it. However, he might switch. Obviously, it's a 2-turn move. What does he switch into? Zapdos, which is hit by Icicle Crash, or Slowbro, which is hit by knockoff. There's one Monkey Wrench that he could throw into this, and that's bringing Talonflame. However, I would never go for Dig as long as Talonflame is around. But it at least gives me some kind of response to Mega Mawile. Next, we got Toxapex, which with Black Sludge, Regen, Recover, Toxic, Hidden Power Psychic, and Scald. So this is pretty similar to last time, except now we have Scald to burn Mega Mawile, and we have Hidden Power Psychic to hit Toxic Croak, so that way we aren't completely and totally walled. I think the EVs are basically the same, so that's basically what we're rocking there. So now this time we've got Zeraora, which is going to have leftovers, Volt Absorb, Plasma Fist, Close Combat Substitute, and Hidden Power Ice. It just outspeeds Talonflame, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's actually very similar to the Jolteon we had last time, except it does not have Baton Pass, and it's got the Close Combat if we need it. So that's pretty cool. We've got the exact same Silvally Grass that we had last time, with Grass Memory, Arceus System, Parting Shot, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, and Grass Pledge. Enough speed to outspeed Heracross. Good amount of special attack in order to do big damage to Garchomp, even possibly OHKO it. And we've got a little bit of defense to help us take hits pretty well. We didn't need to change anything. This set was Dynamite last time. It's Dynamite even more this time against the same, I think we had a better matchup, or at least this mod had a better matchup even than last time. So I like it a lot. This time we've also got a Fightinium Z Superpower, Defog, U-Turn, and Aerial Ace. Adamant, pretty high attack, Tornadus Therian. Pretty self-explanatory in that Fightinium Z is going to hit Blissey, it's going to hit Crocodile pretty hard, it actually hits Mega Mawile for a near 2-hit KO, or probably a 2-hit KO possibly, with Z Superpower plus Superpower on the next turn. Got a lot of options here with it. I think the Defog is really important, and U-Turn is always great, especially against this matchup. And now, we've got our last mon for the week, a wild card. It is going to be a Sheer Force, Life Orb, Steelix. With Stealth Rock, Ice Fang, Fire Fang, and Earthquake, it's got enough bulk to make Fire Punch from Mega Mawile a 3-hit KO, and enough attack to OHKO Garchomp and Mega Mawile with Ice Fang and Earthquake respectively, like 95% plus of the time. Whatever it is, something like that, something like 95% of the time. So that's my team for the week. Sorry to take a few minutes talking about it, but I thought it was pretty important to start with that since I couldn't get a team builder up. Want to give my shoutouts to Gino and Kaz especially. Those guys have been just so terrific to me all season. They've been great with not only team building, team revision, mock battles. Thanks to Dallas for doing a mock as well, and for all the other guys in the front office for taking a look at my work for the week. You know, I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you guys. You guys rock. So this actually is a post-com this week. I wanted to do a live com, and I did a live com, but at the middle of the game, this game DC'd, and it turns out I forgot to record again. So I have half of a live com, and I'm like, do I want to maybe do a hybrid live com, post com, or no, you know what, I'm just going to do a post com completely, because that would just be weird. So I'm not going to do that. I decided I'm just going to do this. So, alright, I mean, we can see what he has brought in front of us for his team. You guys know what I brought. Let's talk real quick. He has got the Zapdos, the Garchomp, which could be Z, possibly, of course. He's got the Heracross, he's got the Crocodile, he's got the Mega Mawile, and he has got the Brave Bird Spam. He's got Smog and Bird. Actually, it's not really Smog and Bird without its Gale Wings being buffed, but that said, this is a tough matchup. The thing is, I prepared for all these mons, but but I need to make every single play I make has to be perfect. And if I don't do that, then he's going to overwhelm me with this team, because going in, I had a terrible matchup. 100% had a terrible matchup. I did it before. I beat him earlier this season because every single prediction I made was correct. Pretty much. Maybe there's one or two that were. But for the most part, all the big predictions I made were right. This game, I've got to do the same thing. And if I don't, there would be bigger consequences. I'm fearing the Z-Garchomp. I'm fearing the Scarf Heracross. God only knows what that Smogonbird is. It's probably Choice Band. At this point, I'm hoping that not bringing a Alolan Marowak doesn't end up biting me in the butt, but we will see, of course. So I'm going to lead with Silvally Grass because it's super effective coverage against pretty much everything on his side of the field. Let's jump right into this game. I'm pretty hyped. I mean, this is a big game, you know. I want to make it to these finals. I want to make it through, push through Draft League, coming home. That's what I want more than anything out there. I'm going to lead, as promised, with my Silvally Grass, as he leads with the Zapdos, and that's pretty much the worst lead on the planet, because even if I Ice Beam, it's going to do like negative 39 damage. So, I don't want to take a Heat Wave. I'm hoping he doesn't have it. I have an Alolan Marowak on my team. Why would he have Heat Wave? And he does. So, this is pretty darn bad. I need to scout what he wants to do. I'm hoping he's a similar set to last time. I'm going to sub. I need to set the sub up because I need to see what he has. Of course, he's got the Hidden Power Ground. So this is like the worst possible Zapdos that I could ever face right here. And I'm going against it. It's pretty bad because nothing on my team can take a Heat Wave, can take a Thunderbolt, or take a Hidden Power Ground. Those three in conjunction are terrible. And now he makes a monster play and goes into his Garchomp on my Plasma Fist. Why did I go for Plasma Fist? Let me explain. I thought he was just going to go for the Oko with Hidden Power Ground. He had no reason. Like, what is Plasma Fist going to do to him, especially with leftovers? It's not going to do a lot if he's bulky. I guess he wasn't that bulky, though. That's when I figured out I think he's probably not as bulky as I thought. So I switched into Silvally Grass to take any hit from Garchomp, and here I think it is either Z or Scarf, and he is definitely probably Adamant. Now, in the recreation, he did a lot less damage. That actually was a much higher roll, and that could end up mattering in this game, and I pray that it won't, but we'll see. I Parting Shot on the Smogonbird, so that go to Toxapex, because that's pretty much my Smogonbird switch. The only other one I've got, I'd say, is the Zeraora, but it's already kind of at low health, and I don't want to take any sort of attack. I kind of just got to do my thing. I'm going to go for a Toxic and hope he tries to set up in my face. He goes to Heracross to take the Toxic, which actually doesn't end up mattering all that much from the perspective of, I think, based on the way at least this is what I thought at the time, I think he was Flame Orb based on the way he brought it in. He's Guts Flame Orb. He's not Scarf, as we are going to learn very quickly. He has Facade. Like, he has to be Flame Orb, right? I mean, that's just what logically makes sense. So actually, the Toxic wasn't that bad, I guess, question mark. I'm kind of just doing some recover stalling at this point. I want to let that Toxic rack up. It's kind of a tough call at this point. He's going to have the Earthquake. I was really, when I saw Facade, I was really just praying for a moment he might not have it, but he does. I got to take the Earthquake, go for the Scald to get some kind of damage. Here's where I wish I had Hidden Power Flying instead of Hidden Power Psychic, because if I had that, this game would have been so much easier right now. So much easier. It would have done not that much, probably like 50%, maybe 45%, but you know what? It's a Toxic Heracross, and it would have gone down probably this turn. So, gonna take that Facade. Of course he's gonna, there was no reason for him not to do that, but I knew with my bulk I could live a Facade, even with the Guts boost. The only thing I can't live is the Stone Edge, which, if he's got to have Stone Edge to hit Tornadus, so I'm going to go into Steelix. Even if it's Earthquake, I can take that. And then, of course, this monster, right? This man goes for a close combat. Which, when I have a Regenerator Toxapex, he goes for a close combat. Why on earth did that just happen? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm in just utter shock, and that really tanks my chances of pulling this game out later. God only knows. So I'm going to go to Weavile because I think that Zapdos is probably pretty likely, and it probably does not have Yachi Berry. We're going to see. I'm going to go with my strategy that I talked about in my mini team builder. I'm going to try to just go for the Icicle Crash so that I can get chip damage off on the Mega Mawile. That way I can go for the Dig later this game if I have to. That actually does much, much less than I expected, and so that is fully physically defensive. There's no way it did that little otherwise, so maybe my strategy might not work quite as perfectly as I expected, but I do have a half-health Toxapex, and this thing probably doesn't have any attack. It's what it seems like, so I can probably take any attack from it well. He sets up his rocks, which is probably the least bad thing that could have happened, I guess, in that turn. I guess it's better than him setting up and going for a knockoff or a Thunder Punch or something like that. Or something, anyway. So he's going to Super Fang, and that's kind of interesting. That actually doesn't hurt Toxapex too much. I could Scald, and I actually am going to score a big, bad crit burn. Maybe, you know what, we're not out of this. We're not out of this, guys. We still have a chance. I'm saying there's a chance, guys. I'm saying it. Steelix was instrumental to this game, and it went down due to, like, this God Mode prediction that he made. But we still have a chance. We recover here. Probably could have Scalded to try to burn the Garchomp. Imagine what would have happened if we did that. That would have been utter insanity. But we needed this thing at full health if we could have got it. I need to keep this thing around for Talonflame, so kind of got to switch out. Gonna go into my Tornadus and hope he just Earthquakes. And yep, he does. And we get that prediction right. So this is a prediction war, to say the least. We're going back and forth all the time. He's got the young Zapper. Now here, I go for the Defog. Got to. I don't want these rocks here to stay. I kind of would like them away. Now, Tornadus is here to switch out. I don't want to... I probably could have U-turned, but I thought maybe he'd... I don't know. In case of static or something, I decided to just go for the Heat Wave, or in case maybe he was Scarf or something. Blah. Just some kind of reasoning there. So, I do take a Heat Wave. That was a right prediction. That was good. And he switches out. He switches out. Goes into this thing right here as iToxic, which really isn't a big deal. I could have maybe predicted it, but like, what would I have done with Scald? 10%, 15%, 20%? It would have made virtually no difference. So I thought Toxic was the better play there. If I managed to, yeah, see how little that did? It wouldn't have even 2-hit KO'd from there. Maybe after the burn, but he would have still got rocks up either way. So it really doesn't matter all that much. He's going to go into the Zapdos. It's kind of meh. I'm not in love with it, but I kind of am just trying to stay on the defensive. I need to keep this thing healthy. He goes for the Thunderbolt, which is a very gutsy play considering that I have a Zeraora. I do finally get a Toxic off on the Zapdos, so I make that prediction right this time. I also have regen shenanigans to play with. It definitely is to my advantage to try to make some switches around here. And I need to wear this Zapdos down. I don't know if it has Roost. I don't know what it has. It might have Defog based on the fact that I think it's his only Defogger on the team, or at least Talonflame can Defog, I guess. Here we go. I make a good prediction. There we go. Hidden Power Ground. Not going to take it. Not today. We're going to U-turn and then get some damage off. And we get the Static. Should have just switched, but I thought maybe there was a chance he would switch that time. He didn't. And now that kind of screws me over. He's going to argue, I'm sure, that it won't. But from the perspective of it changes the way I'm going to make these plays in the future turns. I do live my Thunderbolt with Toxapex, as I don't predict that one correctly. I definitely need to switch out here. I'm going to hope he goes for the Hidden Power Ground as I go into Tornadus Therian. But guess what? I would have outsped this Zapdos had that Paralyze not been there, because I predict right. Hidden Power Ground. Hidden Power Ground, guys. And not that I would have been able to KO, but like I could have U-turned. I could have switched out. We could have continued these shenanigans. I definitely would have went to Pex there. Definitely. And he would have went for that Heat Wave. It would have been great. And that would have been a dead Zapdos. And I still would have had Tornadus. I would have had Toxapex at pretty good health, at least half health or so. It would have been a lot better. But we'll see. So that changed my mentality going into this game. So now I have a Silvally Grass, which is under half health. The danger zone, because I just can't do much. And now I learn that he is doing big damage with Outrage. He's Dragon Claw and Outrage. So I go to Weavile, as I don't really have too many options or choices. If he's Scarf, I probably lose. And he is Scarf. So this is Scarf Ground Chop. Goes for the Outrage, second turn. If he gets Confusion, you know what? I might have a chance. Because I need to keep Pex around. I still have the Hidden Power Ice. I'm saying there's a chance, guys. If he is 2-turn Outrage. He's not. So he gets that luck right there. He got the Static. He got the 3-turn Outrage. Good for him. Maybe it didn't matter in the long run. We'll see. He's confused now, finally. At least he didn't get the 4-turn Outrage, right? Yeah, that's not even possible, so I'm going to go into Zeraora. Let's at least... We lost this game, okay, guys? Spoilers, we lost. He's got the double scarf. He even had a scarf crocodile, which didn't even show up on the field. But let's at least make this close. Let's go for a sub. Hope that he switches out. And when he does that, I can now get a KO on this Mega Mawile, which hopefully at least he won't break the sub, so I can maybe get an attack off on the Garchomp. That'd be pretty neat. Sucker Punch after the burn does not break the sub. Pretty neat. Zeraora is at least a cool mon, and look at that cool animation. Silver linings here, guys. Silver linings. Pretty cool animation. Alright, we're still behind a sub. We need a quintuple Mega Sniper Crit with Hidden Power Ice to take out this Garchomp. Mega quintuple Sniper Crit. Here we go. Do we believe that we can get this quintuple Mega Sniper Crit? A regular crit won't do it, guys. A regular crit will not win this game. But this Sniper Crit, that will be like, do 4 times the amount of damage. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Game Freak is broken. No, we can't do it. So, that's going to be the end of the game. It's going to be the end of our season. Obviously, didn't end the way we wanted it. But I can't say that I'm not proud of the effort that we put in all season. We fought in 11 tough games this season. We had 2 tough playoff games. We won the last one. I think that was impressive. You know what? That Drampa moment made the season for me with the Zard Y. So there's a lot to be happy with this season. I got to be very close to a bunch of really terrific people. I not only in the GBA D League, who I like, a lot of these guys I like very much. I've talked to them outside of GBA D League. Some great people. I've also got to know people in my front office a lot better. Especially like Kaz and Gino. How about Gino? Shout out to him, and everyone's gonna get a bigger shout out in my concluding video. I'm gonna do a video to wrap up the season, but shout out to him. Like, I used to be good friends with him 2013, 2014, maybe 2015. Yeah, we kind of lost touch for a while, and when he saw I was in the D League, we started talking again. I knew I wanted him in my front office because I knew that he was very good at building, and I knew that he was good in draft. I knew he'd be an asset to the team. He's good at mock battling too. I knew he'd be an asset. But anyway, I won't go into too much more detail yet because I'm going to put praise on each and every one of the guys who are in my front office coming in my season wrap-up video. Unfortunate way to end it, guys, but you know what? That's how the cookie crumbles. I don't have to hang my head in shame about anything. I think I could not be more proud. We put in an A+ effort, and you know what? We don't know where we'll be next season. I want the sports clips to come back. The last 2 weeks have just been too hectic in my life. I'm sorry they didn't make it today, but they will. I think we are basically a lock to make the D League again. There's a chance we could make Main League again, and I think that would be like another dream. That would be really cool to have that happen. I'll say this, based on the Jolt and Aster standard, we're a shoo-in. The loser in the semifinals last season, based on Jolt and Aster, makes GBA Main. Who knows? Spoilers, if you don't want to hear the results of the other game, you can skip like 20 seconds in the future. But, okay, I think I've given it enough time. But actually, Leo lost as well. So, congrats, Leo. I think you're going to make Main now, based on the Jolt and Aster standard. But now, jokes aside, we'll take whatever is given to us. I was very grateful to be given the chance to be in the GBA D League this season, and I had a ton of fun. I really had the time of my life. So I'll go in more detail in my wrap-up. I do think that'd be a really good way to tie this season together. A redemption season where I competed in draft format at a very high level again. I had struggled for a while, but this season I think we really did a terrific job. So I'm proud of everyone involved in this organization. Thank you. Alrighty, guys, I'm done rambling for the day. Don't worry, we will be back. This is not the end. It's not the end at all. So, well, I'll have my wrap up probably mid this week. So, alrighty, guys, take care. Peace.